Okay, I'm going to show you how you can change your color scheme here in an invoke. I like to change it up because sometimes uh, too many colors or too bright of colors are not good on my eyeballs. I have bad eyeballs. And I'm accustomed to certain applications I use. I like the color scheme. And I'm going to show you how this can be done, and I'll give you some files that you can try them, or you can make your own custom ones. We're going to be using this it's a little plugin extension for Chrome, Firefox, and Edge. Choose which one you want. Also, now this is the extension, so if we come back here, anything below the address bar will be to stylebot. Anything above is to my Firefox. It's called a theme. You'll have to change that if you want it to match up. So with that said, once you got the extension and you know how to load it over here, you don't need to know a whole lot, and then you can see it right here. It may ask you to pin it or whatever, but it's got to be active over here. Now this does not take any coding. You don't need to know that. If you know how to copy and paste and install a couple plugins and that theme, not a problem. Okay, so it's not going to be complicated. So this is one of my ones that I kind of like, and basically it's got my sliders are different colors, and I've changed them up. So I'm going to give you an example of some of the ones that you can download and try, and we'll start with number one. Now the plugin up here just got a link. It gives you the link to the stylebot up here that I just showed you. When I open this up, I like to click somewhere not on the text, somewhere in the blank spot, then Control A this, and I'll right click and I'll press copy. Now what I'll do is when I press the X here, as long as I don't got no warning, that means I didn't change nothing. So we'll select here, so I didn't get no warning. So if you happen to make a mistake and it tells you to save your settings, you probably messed up. So keep a backup file. So we'll open this back up, and we'll open this here, and we'll select here, and it's going to give you an option to open the stylebot. You can see all my settings here, and you'll be brought to this right here. I'll turn this off, and we'll go back to the by default it's on basic down here in the bottom right. We'll switch to the code editor. Don't worry about it. You don't need to know anything. So we'll just come in here and Control A this, and I'm just going to press the delete key. And make sure you're in this box clicking, because you don't want to be on the interface and click something and press delete. You'll delete your image. So we're clicking here to make sure I'm in here, and Control V this. So if we want to take a look at this, we can go like here. So this is the one I kind of like also. My text is kind of dim up here, and really dark down here in the negative prompt. I don't like to see a lot of brightness with all this text. So then you can kind of see, if you open some of these up, you can kind of see the sliders and stuff, and whatever you want to take a look at. So we'll go ahead and before I load another one up, I'm going to show you a little demonstration. So if you want to edit anything that you want to edit, is if we open up stylebot and select here, and we select the option right here. Now we're on the basic tab, and I set up my own hotkeys for X to toggle the editor and Y for the style. Very simple. There's a reason why you may want to do this, and I'll show you why I do this. So if I press Z on the keyboard, it goes back to the default. Z again, it brings it back here. Now the X brings up the code editor. So basically, I like to be into the basic editor, and I'm going to show you how to work this real quick. Now sometimes by default the layout will be like this. So when you select something, click it, and you'll know it's active, then it's going to let you select certain things. Now be careful about, make sure you have an image loaded here, and make sure you don't, sometimes if you click something and try to change something on this background in this image, you'll end up hiding this image and you can't get it back. I mean, you can copy and paste the code back to fix your mistakes, but I like this box right here, the negative box. When I'm highlighting, and I'll just click. All right, I like to go to layout, and I like to just hide this right here. All right, I don't like to see that. That's, you know, all my negative prompts. I just don't. I don't want to see that all the time. I never change it out anyway. So if, let's say I wanted to go back there and change it for some reason, well, I can just press a Z on my keyboard to go back to default. Then I can put my update information here and press Z again, and I get all my stuff back. So that's a little tip there. So if we open up the code editor, I'll show you another little tip. And let's say we were going to select something. Let's say I wanted to make this button look like this color right here. We've got to make sure this is active. Let's click that again. You'll know when you're highlighted. You can see my colors right here, and then we can copy this, click here, and switch over here. Now we'll select it, and we can change it to match the color. What I like to do is I like to open this up and click this little box here and click here, because sometimes when you go it might be too bright and it might be too dark, and I can visually see my updates as I'm changing it here. If I didn't like that, that's something if I want to change it. Now keep in mind here, let's cancel this out. Sometimes when you select a certain color, and if you go pure white on here, or for some reason, I'll just give you an example of, let's say, sometimes this will happen if you press pure white and you come down here. Well, it looks like there's no box, but if you move your cursor up here, there's still a box in here. So just to show you, I'll delete that right there. And it gives it kind of a dim one so you can kind of see that. And anytime that you're editing stuff, you can open some of these panels up to see, you know, what are your, how your sliders are looking or whatever that you want. I had not had a model loaded here. That's why you didn't see a lot of my sliders here. So it's best if you want to see what's really happening is you can open up all these so you can kind of see all your sliders and stuff like this, and you can kind of see when you're doing something. So we'll bring up the code editor and we'll select something to say this right here, and if you update something, let me get this to click here, you can see what is changing. Okay, I don't want that one there. Let's see. Alright, so I clicked here. I'm always looking on the right here, so we'll select here. If you have them all open, you can kind of see what's going on when you change things. See, it changes the right of the slider. And like I said, if you ever mess up, you can, open it back up because you got these backup copies. So let me just show you number 2. Control A and copy. Open up the code editor. Control A. And we get something like this. We'd have just the orange buttons here, or sliders for the or the buttons itself, not on the sliders. I kind of like that one. You can kind of see over here. You can change the background and all kinds of stuff. So let's go to the next one. Number 3. Click Control A, and we'll copy this. Bring up the code editor. Control A. Press delete. Control V to paste this. And that's what that one looks like. And I basically made these, you know, pretty much of all these will work in anything else that you got here. Um, you can see how it updates. Now certain ones you'll have to change. But since you know what, if you know, I'm not worried about these colors. I don't really care because I'm not in here a whole lot. I like the these three here. They all look the same. Is because all I really had to do is change the main settings and it changed it for everything else. So we'll keep that in mind and let's load the last one up. This one here I kind of like. We'll Control A this. Close this up. And bring up the code editor. Control A. Delete key. Control V to paste this. Let's go back to the code editor. And I'm going to select here. And I'm going to close this negative prompt up. I do not like that. Okay. If you don't see the hidden one here because the layout is not opened up, we'll press hide. And that way, this is basically how I like my stuff to look. And like I said, if you ever have to re-edit this, you can have your hotkey set up. You can come back here and change anything up in your negative prompt. But I like mine closed up. And you can see the generate button and stuff. Now this generate button was custom made into the code editor, so I'm not going to get into that. You will need some basic CSS knowledge. I'm not full knowledge, but I got it to work here. I changed it out. But you can look to the code here and change whatever you want. But you can make your own custom ones, and I kind of like this. It works out really good, especially if you got bad eyes, or hey, you might be a colorful person. You might want, you know, all kinds of colors in here. But this is what I like. And another thing is, like, I don't know if I said earlier, I like this because some of my applications are kind of like this color. They got the gray and they got the, you know, it's kind of, you know, I like the kind of the orange up here and stuff like this. This is kind of not so bright. This is what I like. And like I said, the link will be below the video, and you can download the zip. And you can have all these here. You can try. You can make your own. If you want to pass these out to anybody else, you can go ahead. YouTube kind of changed when you download the link below the video. You may have to try another browser or something, but my links do work. I've had people say that they don't sometimes, because when you click it, it won't automatically download. It'll give you like a warning. It's just something for security. So if you get that, and you'll have to accept it. If the link don't work, just try another browser. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep my website up. So I would jump on it as soon as possible.